You know when tourists come to New York and you know that this is literally like the 10th plane, the 10th to 11th plane that's flown over my head. And somewhere where I can just stop and look at things. Oh my God. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. Just wanted to let you all know right off the bat, it's a pretty windy day today. So you might hear a little bit of wind, a little bit of background noise, maybe some planes overhead. Forgiveness. But I wanted to make one of these. I really wanted to make one before I left. Now where am I going? Roll the footage. But luckily, the good thing is I am actually going to China pretty soon. My sister lives in China, so I'm going to visit her, I think, in about 2 weeks. I think that will just be an amazing endeavor, something that I really need just to like get out of New York, get out of like America, and just like feel what it feels like again to just be like a normal person. I don't exactly know what I mean by that, but hopefully when I come back, I'll have an answer for you. That's right, you all. I am going to China. I'm really excited. I've never been to Asia before. I've only been out of the country once, which was when I lived in Mexico for a little bit. I really want to see the Forbidden City. Of course, I want to see the Great Wall of China. But in the video, I said something about being a normal person again, and I said I didn't know what that meant. Well, I figured it out. I think here in New York, I'm kind of been a little comfortable. I've just been feeling lately like it's so familiar. You know, I know the train system. I generally know where I'm going. I know the places that I like to go to. I want to feel excited again. The great thing is my acting classes have been going really well. I feel like I'm really learning a lot. I'm really back into the element. Right now in classes, we're working on scenes with a partner. So I'm learning those lines. In addition, I do have something exciting to talk to you all about. I recently did an audition. I can't mention everything. It's not like a big movie or anything like that, so don't be like, ah! But I recently did an audition and I actually got a part in something. I can't say what yet. I want to talk to you all about my audition because it lends me very well into my next point. So something new, 2 new things I want to do with this video journal that I want to continue. One is going to be the lesson of the week, and the other is going to be music of the week, music suggestions I have for you all. So let's get into the first one, which was the lesson of the week. The lesson of the week this week is stop second guessing yourself. This is something that I'm kind of speaking to myself too. But let me tell you all why this was the lesson of the week. So, as I mentioned, I did have the audition, and this is the first time that I've auditioned in quite a while. So I think that's one reason why this whole no working thing has actually been a positive. In fact, if I can keep it real with y'all, at first, like when I wasn't working, like the first 2 weeks, I was like, I need to go, I want to go to work. But lately, I'm kind of enjoying this. So my audition, for my non-actors, essentially what you do is you go into the casting room and maybe there'll be 3 or 4, 5 judges. That's what I expected. Maybe there'll be that many, and you basically do like a monologue, typically a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, but you're pushing it then. Minute where you have lines that you've learned and you're a character and you kind of show them the range that you can do. What's really good is if you have a range of monologues, maybe one that's emotional, maybe one that's funny, then you can cater that audition to the character that you're going for. So I read the character breakdown and it was saying something about like somebody funny, but I didn't have a funny monologue. So I just went with what I had. And the funny thing is, like, the monologue itself is actually not, okay, maybe the monologue is funny, but because I'd read the play, I knew that it wasn't something funny. So remember I mentioned that I expected 3 to 4 judges. I go into this room, please tell me why there are about like 8 or 9 people at one table, so already I'm shook. Haven't auditioned in God knows how long, 8 or 9 people at the table, I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay. So I tell them, you know, my name, this, that, and the third, the play that I'm doing, and the character, and then I jump into it. So my monologue, it does start off kind of funny, but it's not funny. I wasn't expecting there to be laughter. I wasn't expecting any reaction at all, to be honest with you. But they start laughing, and I'm like, oh shit. So, but of course I gotta continue. I can understand why now, and because of that experience, I know like, okay, expect like a laugh at this part because it does start off funny. But I was like, you know what, like I have to stay true to the character, like let me just get through this. I was so shook. So the audition's over, I leave, and I'm just like, okay, like that was a dud. I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, I just did an audition. Let me tell you about it. I was nervous. There were like 10 people in the room. You know, I text my friends, I text my sister. I was like, you know what? It's great to just be getting in there. I honestly wasn't expecting to hear back because I didn't feel good about my audition. But lo and behold, the next day, I get an email and they're like, hey, we'd like you to come in for a callback. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, really? So I go, I do the callback, but of course I still honestly wasn't expecting anything because I was just like, you know, like this is me just getting back into it, this, that, and the third. But I actually ended up getting a part, which I'm really excited about. I'm really like, I don't know, I'm feeling good to think that like I'm going from not really having anything to now I've got the scene to learn in class, I've got these lines to learn. And so I say that to say like, don't second guess yourself. Now, I need you all to hear me out. I'm not saying you just go for any old little thing willy-nilly, oh, this, that, this. But I am saying that if you have the qualifications, or even if you don't have them all the way, if you are in a position where you can potentially be of the caliber and you are prepared, there's no reason why you shouldn't go for it. I had a lot of second thoughts of like, well, I only have one monologue. So many excuses that we come up with. First it was, well, I don't have any headshots. Then I got headshots, then it was, oh, I don't have a monologue. Well, then I got a monologue, and then it was, oh, well, I only have one monologue. I learned another monologue. Then it was, well, I don't have a funny one. Just so many second guessing. And if I hadn't just told myself, no, like you're going to go, who knows what would have happened. So anything that you're doing in your life right now, if there's something that you're somewhat interested in, if there's something that you feel like you might be catered towards, I say go for it, really, and stop second guessing yourself. Just do it. So that's my lesson of the week for y'all. Now I want to do the second part, which is music of the week. I am K-pop insane. Like right now, it's basically all I'm listening to. And I'm an R&B kid. R&B soul is what I grew up on. But I have just been K-pop. For you all that are like on Twitter a lot, there's this group, I'm sure you all have seen it, like Stan LOONA. And I used to see that a lot. And I was like, okay, that's cute. Like, you know, passionate fan group, whatever. Not that I wasn't open to hearing the music, no, but it was just kind of like, you know, I've got Red Velvet, I've got NCT, who I don't even want to, don't even get me started on that. Anyway, but I was like, okay, Stan LOONA, like, sure, why not? And I listened to a couple of their songs, like Love Cherry Motion, and I was like, okay, like, I like this, you know. So one day I was like, you know what, you know, I like Sweet Crazy Love. I know I'm familiar with LOONA. Let me just listen to, so basically LOONA has like subgroups, and I was familiar with Sweet Crazy Love, which is from Odd Eye Circle, which is 3 of the members. There's 12 of them. It's 3 of the members in their own subgroup. So I was like, you know what, like I'm reading, I like to listen to music. Let me just put on their album, Mix and Match. Y'all, when I fucking tell you, like my life was changed. Have you ever like, you've put on something and you're just like, oh my God, like this just flows. That is my favorite thing. I put on Mix and Match and that shit just flowed. But have you ever had a moment where like you hear a song for the first time and it's so good you have to put it on repeat? I need you all. I'm gonna put the link to this song in the description. If you don't do anything, like even if you don't watch this whole video, please listen to this song and hear these girls sing the fuck out of this song. I mentioned I'm an R&B kid, so I love when like anything has like an R&B influence. They sang the fuck down. The song is, just listen to the song. So, what is the point that I was going to? So I mentioned, you know, like the whole Stan LOONA thing and like passionate fan groups. I don't know, for those of you who are not familiar with K-pop, something really sad this week happened. Sully, they're saying basically committed suicide. Okay, so Sully was a member of a very popular group, FX. I'm not really familiar with their music, but I knew the group. And I knew that she had left the group in 2014 and had received like a lot of just kind of comments, a lot of backlash for kind of almost like anything that she did. And so I knew that that was kind of the comments that surrounded her. So I was on like a website on a forum, and I look at a news bulletin that's at the bottom and it says Suli passed away. And because I was familiar with her receiving hate comments, I was like, this is not nice. Like, that's really a fucked up joke to make, like to say that somebody passed away, like y'all are dragging it. But it turns out that it was true. So I click on it, and I read it, and I type it into Google, and I'm seeing multiple articles. I was up when it happened, but when it broke, and I just was so shocked. And I know that like fandoms, this kind of made it all make sense to me why fandoms are so passionate, especially, I'm not gonna name them, but I get it now. So like even with the whole Stan LOONA thing, like you just don't know what somebody's dealing with. You don't know what's coming on the other side. I posted something on Instagram about wanting to be nicer, and that's something that stayed with me because it's just, I just wish that we would think a little bit more about the things that we say, a little bit more about the things that we post, a little bit more about how we affect other people. This put into perspective to me why fandoms are so passionate, why they protect their artists so much. And sometimes y'all drag it, like people can have an opinion, but if you're seeing somebody like 10, 20 times saying this, saying that, saying this, saying that, of course that's going to make you want to almost put like this shield around them, because it's just like, damn, like y'all are dragging it. Be honest, if you don't like somebody, you don't like them. You can't help that. But I am gonna say, just think about the things that you say. Think about the things that, just think about it before you say it to somebody, because ultimately it's like, how does this change your life? Like, okay, you call somebody this, you call somebody out their name, you call somebody that. Where does that leave you? How has that bettered you? How has that made your life any better? If you're constantly online saying this, saying that, and spreading negativity, I need you to get a hobby. The last thing I could think about is going on somebody's page that I don't like, me like, and your mama this and your daddy that. It's like, I don't have time for that shit. I gotta learn these fucking lines. I gotta do more auditions. Get a hobby if that's where your life is. And really, please just think about the things that we say to each other. And I'm taking that advice. I'm speaking to myself too, because Lord knows sometimes I have sidewalk rage. And I will be in my head, I'm just like, oh my God, like saying some stuff about people. But I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna think that, because that's not, so just think. But yes, that is everything that's new with me. By the time you all see this video, I probably will be on the plane, be at the airport, be on my way to China, maybe even be in China. I cannot wait to do a video with, oh my God, my oldest sister is, oh my God. I have two sisters, but I cannot wait to do this video with my oldest one. And I want to do one with my youngest as well. Oh my gosh, you all. Us in China is going to be a mess, and I'm so excited to share that content. I'm so excited for you all to meet her. I am so excited. So again, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all for the next one. Bye.